Chinese pot. That's the way to learn Chinese. Chinese pot, Chinese pot.
Hello once again, this is Chinese Pod coming to you from Shanghai, China. We're bringing you basic listening and speaking in Mandarin Chinese. Now, we're going to have a slightly different lesson format today. We're going to look at tones again, which are really, really important. Now, don't worry too much about tones. They are obviously important, but it takes time to get the tones. You can't memorize them all. You've got to hear them. You've got to hear the words in different contexts and so on. And they come like the equivalent of grammatical accuracy, let's say, that they come through exposure and through practice. Now, what we're going to try today is we're going to let you listen to a learner of Chinese. He's going to do some pronunciation and perhaps with some mistakes on the tones. And then you need to listen and see if you can identify them. I think Jenny first will give us the proper pronunciation. Then we'll have a victim, a volunteer, who will make mistakes somewhere on the tones, and you can listen out for them and try to identify them. Okay, so let's take it away.
你在学中文吗？对，我在大学学习。学中文难不难？觉得说还可以，写很难。
Now this is the standard Chinese. 你在学中文吗？对，我在大学学习。学中文难不难？我觉得说还可以，写很难。
We often have people tell us things like,
I gave learning Mandarin a shot, but then I realized I really don't have enough time to commit to it.
folks who felt this way love Chinese Pod Recap. In as little as 90 seconds a day, you can refresh what you've learned so far while adding a bit of what's new to your daily learning. An innovative language learning tool to fit the busy, fast-paced lifestyle of today's professionals.
Okay, everyone. Just now we had Lao Wai, volunteering Lao Wai. We had a monologue today, and now I'm going to go through it line by line, and we will do the translation at the same time, and I'll point out some of the mistakes, and you can also get a chance to see if you've made those mistakes. Shall we begin now, Steve?
Okay, here we go. So, first sentence. 你在学中文吗?
Very good. Steve there was trying to say, are you studying Chinese? And the proper pronunciation should be 你在学中文吗?
So, I used the first tone with 在 instead of 在.
The fourth tone. It should be the fourth tone. And the other mistakes were 中文. So they're first and second tone. And instead you used third tone, I think.
I said 中文.
Yes.
So, yeah, should be 中文.
中文. Yeah.
Okay.
And the second sentence was?
对，我在大学学习。
Okay, so he said, yes, I am studying in university. That should be 对，我在大学学习. Well, Steve, you did quite well with that sentence.
I guess the mistake was with the final word, right? 学习. I said 学习.
Where it should be the second tone, 学习.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, and the third sentence was?
学中文难不难?
Oh, is studying Chinese difficult? That should be 学中文难不难? So 难, second tone, meaning difficult.
Okay.
难不难, difficult or not?
Now, the difference between second and third tone can be confusing. Can you show us what's the difference between second and third tone for 难不难?
Okay. 难不难? Nan is the second tone, it's slightly shorter and lighter, whereas the third tone would sound like 难.
Okay.
难.
So that's like nan.
Yeah.
Okay.
You lower your voice a little bit and it sounds slightly longer. That's the difference between the second and third tone.
Okay, that's useful.
Okay. Let's move on to the last sentence we have.
我觉得说还可以，写很难。
So I think speaking is okay. Writing is very difficult. And that should be 我觉得说还可以，写很难. A rather long sentence. So, what were your mistakes, Steve?
In this sentence, I can see that I said 可以 instead of 可以.
Yeah, 可以. They're both third tone. So let's practice it a few times. 可以. Again, 可以. And one more time. 可以.
Okay. Another useful thing to point out about this sentence is I say I think that speaking is okay, but writing is difficult. But in Chinese, we don't need the word but. Here we
that's
say,
right.
我觉得说还可以，写很难. Or 难.
Yeah, 难, second tone. Yeah, you corrected yourself.
So, we don't always need to use the word but.
Yeah, a lot of things are implied in Chinese. Have
Yeah.
you not noticed? So there you go. We had a monologue and we did it one time in the natural Laowai speech and another time in standard Chinese. So hopefully you have picked up some of the common mistakes.
Okay, good stuff. Now we'll continue to help you to train your ear to identifying the tones. That'll come slowly but surely. Don't worry too much. Now maybe we could choose about 8 or 10 vocabulary items, items that we've had over the last few lessons. And maybe again, first we'll go through them and we'll explain the meaning. And then the second time round, you can listen for the tones. Jenny, could you choose some items, please?
Yeah, I'll pick some challenging ones, but very
Okay.
useful ones.
Okay.
The first is 结婚.
结婚 means to get married.
Right, you've been doing your homework, Ken.
I certainly have. 结婚. Now, give us it again, please, and for the listeners, they'll try to identify the tones.
结婚. Okay, now it's did you get this right? It's the second and first tone. So again, 结婚. Okay, very good. And the next word is 单身.
Yeah, that is the adjective to describe single,
Single,
not married.
right.
Again, please.
单身. And they are both first tones.
Good.
So let's try it again. 单身. Okay, and the third one is 小孩.
Child or children.
Children. 小孩. Come on, think hard. What are the tones? Try to identify them.
Hey guys, it's Michael here at Chinese Pod, and we want to say thank you to all of our faithful subscribers. If you're not registered yet, head over to ChinesePod.com now and get 20% off.
We got promo codes. Save your money. Promo codes. Learn Chinese. Register now at ChinesePod.com.
Use promo code GET20 at checkout to get 20% off your first year.
小孩. So third and second tone. And next we have 男女.
Male and female.
Yes. 男女. And they're, of course, second and third tone. So let's do it again. 男女. A very good revision. And we move to our next vocabulary item. 周末.
weekend.
周末 The tones are first and fourth. 周末 Okay, next one. 休息
To take a break.
休息 So first and fourth tone. 休息 Next one. 出去
To go out.
It should be easy to identify the tones here. 出去 So the same as last one, it's first and fourth tone. Shall we do it again? 出去 Okay, two more. 不错
So not bad.
不错 They are second and fourth tone. 不错 And now the last one. Your last chance at getting it right. 一直
Straight.
or always.
Or always.
一直 They are the first and second tone. So let's do it one more time. 一直
All right, now, don't worry too much if you didn't identify all of those. It takes time, like anything else, any other aspect of learning the language, it takes time. I think every so often, every few lessons, we could do more of these, helping our listeners to identify the tones. But the real acquisition of the tones comes through exposure from real input and not just really from just studying and memorizing the tones. Now, where you do study and try to memorize the tones, it is always better to use groups of words, a pair of words, rather than individual words. If you see in this case, we've always put two words together. It's actually easier to remember two words together than a single word.
character.
Yeah. And so in future lessons, we'll actually put 3 and 4 words together to build phrases, and that's even more helpful. So there's a combination here in learning between exposure, inductively learning through exposure to content, and an element of where we actually analyze the language and tell you in analytic terms what the tones are and so on. Anyway, this stuff will come naturally and gradually as you get more exposure and more practice. I do believe that's it for today, Jenny.
Yes.
And I think we'll be back to our normal format
tomorrow. So everyone,
Time for us to say 再见.
再见.
As usual, Chinese Pod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number 0048. So just go to www.chinesepod.com/0048 and you will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0048.